Hello there, I'm Aldrahill, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Veteran Difficulty Germany. So it's 7th of June 1937, we have recently taken the Netherlands. So we are continuing to make an absolute crap ton of infantry. They have an engineer company and their lovely amount of combat width. In fact, the combat width it's not actually very good, to be honest. The thing is, the combat width, if you look at combat width, you want to always make sure that you have 20, or if you're going to use a general that gives you additional width, which I do, 10%, you can go 22. So something that's going to be probably quite a good idea is to add an additional line and make it artillery. And artillery adds an absolute shit ton of soft attack. Yes, you lose a little bit of organization, but that massive bonus of soft attack, and even a little bit of hard attack, is frankly fantastic. However, we're not going to do that until we have our artillery. And we're not going to train any SS divisions. We're not going to train any Panzer divisions. I'm not touching anything until we start making some medium tanks. Missing production for them. What? Okay. What's the problem? Missing equipment production. You have logistics that require equipment which is currently not being produced. No, we don't. Oh, we do. That's strange, but I don't care. So the plan basically at the moment is to continue to gather power because we have an absolute ton of resources. And something that is worth doing is that we are actually... Are we importing any? No, we are no longer importing resources. Just prior to this video, before I started recording, I cancelled the trades for rubber and oil, freeing up a lot of civilian factories. Now we have 75 factories. Okay, 55 of them being used in construction, so we're making an absolute ton of more military factories. There's still one civilian factory being made. I don't actually remember making that, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyway. Now, the fate of Czechoslovakia is the one we're kind of working towards. We want the fate of Czechoslovakia because we'd really like to be able to get even more territory. And once we've done that, we can start doing some really interesting things. So, in terms of land doctrine, we really do want to start moving forward in terms of land doctrine, because getting the organization bonus and the max speed and reinforce rate is going to be fantastic. So to do that, what we're going to do is, after the First Vienna War, we're actually going to go into army innovations, which is going to allow us to get the big land doctrine bonus. We are then going to move down to fate of Czechoslovakia, and then finish these army lines so that we can start making medium tanks. And once we start having medium tanks, we can start mass producing them, which is going to be absolutely amazing. And we'll just start having crap tons of tanks to completely destroy them. Okay. Right, now we just wait. We just wait a little bit longer. So we're building up a crap ton of infantry. I'm going to allow them to... Oh, look, Millie Hale, I didn't die. That's nice. I'm going to allow them to not force recruit, because we do actually have a lot of... Actually, no, I will still force recruit and train them. And again, we're going to continuously move the divisions that are finished training somewhere else. Good stuff. Because it would be really good if we could actually start to get some serious divisions here. Still need quite a lot of infantry equipment. Our infantry equipment is now at that one's maximum, that one's approaching maximum. We do kind of need... Basically, we just need lots and lots of that. And we need fighters like nobody's business. We need so many fighters. Because the next fighter tech doesn't come till 1940, and we're obviously going to need them by then. We don't really need heavy fighters, because the thing of heavy fighters is that they are basically just have more range. If you look at the comparison between that fighter and this one, it does have more air defense. It has much, much less agility, though. And although it has a crap ton more attack, its lack of agility means it will miss things and it will die. So screw heavy fighters. It's all about the BF-109s. And also the close air support. Because these guys are going to be very, very good. Because close air support has a lot of agility. requires less manpower. That's not something really that significant. I don't really care about strategic bombing. I don't want to bomb factories. I just want close air support, and I want to be able to help out my buddies. That's all we need to do. So, we are building a shit ton of fighters, and we will build close air support as well as more factories are constructed. That's basically the plan right now. Okay. We're going to get to have a nice big burst of factory. Okay, we just got a big improved machine tools tech. Well, that's going to be really good because it increases our efficiency cap. And now we are kind of done with this. We do not need synthetic oil. Thank Christ. We're building radar. Don't have the tech for that. We definitely want to be working down this street because air support mission efficiency is going to be very, very valuable. Let's just go through. Don't do land doctrine until we get the bonuses. Artillery we can't do for about another year. That's okay. Tanks we can't do until we do the innovation bonuses. And obviously we can't do these yet either. I have no real use for paratroop divisions right now, nor do I have any use for marines. Perhaps we'll just work on a support unit. For example, military police is a bit crap for me. Field hospital is okay if you have manpower issues, but I don't really, so that's not that big of a deal. Logistics can be quite interesting because it reduces the amount of supply you need, and that can really significantly help if you have low production lines, but I have massive production lines, so I don't care. So I think I'm just going to go for the air support efficiency and get that, because it's going to be quite a while before we can do air innovations. But the thing is, though, is you get a nice big bonus for battlefield support doctrine, don't you? We'll save it. We can save it for later because we will end up using the air innovations. Yeah, it's all right. We will need to make lots and lots of planes. Like right now, our plane total is only at 327, which is frankly terrible. So we're rebuilding infrastructure, and that'll be done in July. So we need to be building a lot of military factories. Just build crap tons of military factories. Like, that's literally all we need, is just endless amounts of military factories. Building coastal forts along the exterior here is also not a terrible idea, because sometimes England will just land forces and invade. So we just did the first Vienna Award. Now I'm going to go... I kind of want to go fate Czechoslovakia because it gives us more factories. Well, that doesn't really... It's going to be better to do this so we can get the land doctrine bonus. Let's get the 2 available land doctrine bonuses first. Because otherwise we're going to start to run out of things that we can actually start researching. We're getting concentrated industry. Let's hope it doesn't bite us in the ass later. Yeah, we really need to be working down this tree because obviously we want Blitzkrieg, and having Blitzkrieg is fantastic for punching through enemy divisions and shit like that. So, can't do these, it should take way too long. I don't really want to get the Messerschmitt because, to be honest, I just don't care about it. It's just, I don't think it's very well balanced. Yes, yes, they can move in bomber range, and yes, we can use them. They will be quite useful for when we're attacking England if we're attacking from the coast, but they're not useful now, so it's not something I care about. No, I don't really need any evasion tech. Cruisers, battleships, carriers could be interesting. But again, I don't really want that. I think I do actually want to build a battleship tech. Let's do the battleship tech, because getting bigger battleships would be quite nice for later. It's not important now, but it will be later. Wow, what is with the amount of infantry equipment being wasted here? Jesus, that's because we're making so many. Oh, wow. So let's just start cranking up the... Oh, so we're actually already maximum for infantry equipment. And we're doing we need a bit more for support, I think. We also then need to start making lots and lots of... So the thing with light tanks is, this is an interesting thing. When you have an issue with light tanks, is what do we do? Because we're going to be able to get the medium panzer tanks before we actually seriously need tanks, right? But if you compare the two, the same defense, 10% more hardness, so basically they take even less damage from soft attacks, right? So basically they're even better against infantry. Their hard attack is an extra 8. It's like an extra 120%. They have insanely more armor. They have insanely more piercing. Their soft attack is 1 more, and they have the same breakthrough. There doesn't seem to be any reason to not build Panzer IIIs in place of Panzer IIs. So why would I ever? Like, the thing is, they have a much higher speed. They are very, very fast, right? And also you can get these ridiculous bonuses. These are what we're gunning for when we start making tanks, by the way. Because when we do, look at this. This gives you an increase. This tank basically has a 70 soft attack. So when you have a tank division, you got 6 sets of tanks. I put one of each of the tank destroyers and of these. I mean, if you're gonna get really pernickety, what you can do is you can start making customized divisions and make an anti-tank division. Basically, just have like a third of them be normal mediums and the rest of them be anti-tanks, and then obviously motorized infantry. But I think it's better to have like a generalized tank division at present. See, the problem is that they have a lot less piercing. Yeah, against other tanks, these will be terrible because of the grill thing. But such is the case. It's okay. Against light tanks, though, they'll wreck, so it's fine. But once we start getting that, it's going to be seriously amazing. I want to just kind of avoid having any kind of light tanks, because medium tanks are just so much better. And once we get them, we're going to start massively grinding out just tons upon tons of delicious. Actually, let's just start. Can we just do all the divisions? Thanks. Just assign them to there. Fantastic. Start grinding out tons of medium tanks and artillery. Key thing is we've got to get there first. We have a lot of resources, and the hope is that as we can start funding a Swedish fascist ideal, and we can invite them to the Axis, which would be amazing. Because obviously they don't want to join us. But if we can start getting them into fascistic ideals, it'll be amazing. So we don't really need we don't actually need light tanks like in the slightest. I'm not even sure why we're making them. So I'm actually going to turn down one of the light tank productions, and I'm going to make more support. God, we're just making so much infantry equipment. Look at this. And I'm going to start making another fighter plane a week, because we really do need to be working on that tasty fighters. Because, oh my god, they are so useful. And I want to be able to get radar stations, because radar stations really help out with air superiority, and it's going to be really useful on these big offensive lines. God, I really hope Italy, because obviously Italy will join the power. We're going to do a pretty although historical focus is not on, I imagine what's going to happen is we are going to fight France. And obviously we're going to try and do the whole Maginot Line thing. It'd be great if we can. Okay, let's turn the max speed on. Getting some good power. We got some good political power again. Military factory production speed. There's quite a lot of really good things, to be honest. Infantry equipment, we are actually starting to catch up on it, because we're making 193 a day. So basically every day is 163. So it will take about 1,000 days so far to catch up to that. So what I might do is I might add another infantry equipment thing. I'm just trying to catch up on myself and start making more infantry equipment, because we really do need to start catching up. And we're building loads of military factories. Absolutely tons. Okay, we can modify government. We've got limited conscription available. We will have to go to extensive conscription once all of our regiments have been trained. But it increases training time, so we really do want to avoid that. We've got the Blitzkrieg Theorist. He gives us land doctrine, research time reduction, armor speed, and army experience gain. Very, very useful. So land doctrine research. Yeah, that's pretty good. I want to keep that. And these industries are obviously really useful. We don't really need civilian factory production or infrastructure speed, so we can actually change this to something else. So what we could do is, we never really want to change from civilian to factory, because we're always building more factories. More political power could be good, but honestly what might be best is to have fortification engineers and start making land forts later. We will do that later. What have we got? We've got division organization, training time. So reduction of training time could be quite good, but to be honest, we're massively... we're just kind of massively forcing them into the field and training them then. Division attrition. Yes. Division attrition is an excellent idea, because it simply just makes equipment not be broken as much. Look at that. It's starting to go down. Okay, it's still breaking a little bit, but that's alright. And again, let's start removing the ones that don't need any more training. Yes, we do get lots of army experience. We're doing this to make our soldiers better, not make them, like, you know, exercise points for army experience. We just don't need that. Right, how's our fighters going? We need so many fighters. Marco Polo Bridge incident. Army innovations. Fantastic. Let's get Treaty with USSR. Actually, let's get Fate of Czechoslovakia. I really would like... No, I guess we can just go to Army innovations second first. Yeah, let's just do that. Why not? Be nice if there was one that had was all about... Also, we should probably go like anti-Comintern pact at some point. Because I really don't need the Molotov-Ribbentrop pact. Yeah, I just really don't need it to divide us between them. I just don't need that crap. Right, so now we can actually start get really cheap mobile warfare doctrine. So, time to research 142 days, extra organization and delay. That's fantastic. More and more troops being trained, which is great. And we're starting to really catch up on our infantry deficit. We have a crap ton of support deficit as well, which is not very good. So we should probably start turning up our support as well. Really don't need the tank. I'm not even sure why I'm building light tanks, because we're not ever going to use them. I'm going to just replace them with medium tanks essentially straight away. I don't need light tanks, I just need medium tanks. Because they're kind of crap. Well, I mean, you can do some interesting things with that, actually. What you can do is you could trade, because if you look at a light tank has a speed of... What's its speed? What's its speed? What's its speed? Why doesn't it show me its speed? 12 kilometers an hour, right? And an infantry division is only 4. So you can add like a light tank, and although it reduces your soft attack, it just gives it the ability to maybe just be a little bit better. Right, let's keep adding these. There we go. Alright, we can safely turn off this infantry production, actually. Look at all that. Look at all those extra factories we just gained. Holy crap. Let's put them all on fighters. There we go. Oh my god, we're just making so many military factories, it's ridiculous. Intervention in Scandinavia. Ooh. That's intriguing. There is no intervention. Piss off. Let's wait until we get 35% fascistic support, shall we? Alright, we're still getting loads of factories. Also, we should be building submarines. We should be building endless amounts of submarines. Like, holy crap, we need submarines. Like, nobody's business. We just need to be building endless submarines. Because in the very least, they're going to actually allow us to, maybe slightly, get some fleet strength. Treaty of USSR, and then army innovations, and we can start doing our techs. Oh, that'll be good. Cool, they accept the treaty, so we get increased for Panzerkampfwagen 3 and Armor Tech 2. And the next one also gives us Panzerkampfwagen 3. So if we went to this and did the tanks, it'd be 208 days. But when we get the next tech, it's going to go down even more. Which is amazing. We can already modify government. Well, we're making a lot, so we should let's just start turning up these factories for fighters, because we just need so many fighters, and we are already finishing up with these. Let's take a look at our land forts, because land forts are actually quite useful. Like, they do seriously add a lot of strength. So we got 3 obviously around all that border. We got all on that border. We don't really need any against the Polish border, but coastal forts are useful as well. Like, if we just added one to each of these naval provinces. I mean, that does suck to have to do, but it does protect the coast. And they are quite quick, but I'm going to say no, not yet. We just need more military factories, honestly. We just always need the more military factories. Frankly. Okay. We're going to be able to get some seriously awesome tech soon. It's pretty good. Alright guys, I think we're doing really well. We're getting really lots and lots of tech. We're really gearing it up. We're going to just... Ooh, let's control my cursor. Mass build those. Add them to the training core. Get rid of these guys who are training, because we really don't need all this army experience. We will need to make some big adjustments very shortly. The thing is, you get army experience as long as they're at least level 2, and then they start training to level 3. So as long as there's left guys training who are level 2, it's fine. So we definitely need to start getting some serious troops on the ground. We do have almost 1 million troops currently, which is fantastic. And we need to decide what kind of thing we want here. So division training time is good, except for the fact that we're not actually training our troops. We're just kind of knocking them into the field and demanding they do what I tell them, and they do what I tell them to do. So, not a huge amount of useful things. So, like, look, this will be great when we do end up start building that, and obviously we need to start doing conscription when we have to. But look at this, armor research time. Big armor research reductions. I think man is really good because of the reliability and the soft attack. Yes. That's going to be really good. Alright, so we'll continue the next episode with our tank research. So I was Aldrahill, I'll continue to be, and this has been Hearts of Iron 4, the German Reich, Veteran Difficulty. Bye-bye.